Welcome to the Think Conversation series, where we explore issues shaping South Africa. I'm Mathebula from the Think Foundation. I am in conversation with South Africans. I talk to influencers. This is more than a conversation. It is a thought-provoking engagement for a nation ready for the next 30 to 50-year takeoff. Today, we're exploring the idea of solidarity platforms. I'm joined here by Nkosana Thobela, the founder and executive director of the Broad Pool of Ideas, also called BPI, a South African platform of influential persons that is threading or knitting a South African community of idea-generating individuals. Nkosana, welcome to the Think Conversation.
Thank you so much, Prof, and greetings to your viewers at home.
Just in a few minutes, tell us what is the BPI, what does it stand for, and in that process, clarify for me, is this a organized business formation?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Maybe let me start at the end of your question. No, we are not a business formation. The BPI Foundation is an association of thought leaders that have been mobilized into a platform where they can come together to think collectively together. Leaders of different organizations across different sectors of society to come together, to think together on how best to resolve the challenges that our society faces. And when I say society, it's not just limited to South Africa, but also the region and eventually the continent. That's how far we thought. So we've gone around mobilizing different leaders from different sectors and different angles. For example, in one sector, we'd look at, let's take agriculture, for example, would look at a practitioner in the sector, a business person in the sector, would look at an academic, would look at an executive in the sector to answer one basic question. With so much knowledge, with so much exposure, with so much research, access to research and so forth, why are we struggling as society, especially the intelligentsia, to resolve the challenges that we have? More than anything, in a nutshell, that's exactly what the BPI is.
In the Think Conversations, we have one axiom which actually informs why the Think Conversation. It's a conversation with people like you
Yes.
and others before you.
Yes.
The axiom is that nations that do not do long-term planning or that do not implement what they have planned will live to be haunted by not implementing the decisions that they've made.
Yes.
I'm sitting here, I'm saying, if I take you, and I say, let's take a journey to 30 years from now ahead, and you're looking back, what do you think the BPI would have done by then? Just in terms of telling us 30 years from now, what must we see that you have existed?
You know, to answer that question, Prof, we need to cast our mind back and take a journey to how our democracy was founded. So what we sought out to be and who we sought out to be should be constant and sacrosanct. Mm-hmm. The question should be the how, because society evolves. Now, it is clear what generations before us who said and negotiated everything that led to who we are today, it was clear what they sought out to achieve, but obviously along the way there'll be challenges that will shift focus and that would redefine how we should do things. Now, a lot has been lost along the way, and the greatest loss has been misfiring on leadership of different sectors of society. So how we see ourselves making the biggest difference, among other many things that we've identified, is to ascertain that we restore the values that define the leadership that was there in the previous generation, so that we avoid the misfiring. I mean, we don't lack talent in South Africa or in the region, even the continent. We do not lack on policy. Actually, we are very policy rich. In South Africa, for instance, we are also rich insofar as pieces of legislation that speaks to transformation. But we keep misfiring, especially at the top, how these things are led. So at the BPI Foundation, we want to ascertain that those values, the leadership, ethical leadership, that seeks to make sure that those things happen effectively, change society, transform society, consolidates the gains of our democracy, is restored. So I would say that's what the biggest difference that the BPI would have made. But also, maybe to add, Prof, to ascertain that communities think differently. Communities think differently.
Yeah. But just there, the BPI has modeled itself as a home for all people,
yes,
for all South Africans. You have actually postured yourself not to have any political preferences.
yes,
Almost like you don't want to even have a lot of political discussions happening in the BPI spaces. You want people to come with solutions.
yes.
That's a courageous decision that you have taken. And it's predominantly black, and most black formations, they tend to think politics are the context of everything about South Africa. How did you get that right to make sure that politics of the country are not the context that defines the BPI, but doing things for the sake of the country is the context? How did you get that right?
I wouldn't say we've gotten it right, Prof. But I would say we did something else right. We are consistent in that posture. So the posture, the consistency in the posture is the one thing that we've done right. We are a highly politicized society and country, and understandably it would be difficult to change this thing over in the short term. Long term, though, this posture will slowly filter down into different sectors of society, into different organizations. It is important for us that you cannot run away from politics. We are not immune from politics.
Yeah.
Actually, we are highly political.
Yeah.
But the difference is that we are non-partisan. We do not look at any political formation and say we associate with this thinking or that thinking or that thinking. What we've done, we've set out our principles, we've put them out there, and there's different players that align with those and would work with different players from political formations, and hence we invite all political formations. We have to our activities, we've had one or two speakers, for example, in our events. One that comes to mind immediately was General Bantu Olomisa. So, but having invited him there does not necessarily mean that we align with the with the ideology of his party and so forth. But we invited him there because there was what we had identified that we thought he could make a meaningful contribution on. And we've done that with other political parties. We've invited, for example, the Democratic Alliance. We've invited the EFF. Well, some did not honor. And so we do not, it is okay to have a movement that is solid in transforming society, in influencing society, but not aligning to any political formation. And that's what we've done.
Okay. Now, having been able to structure that posture so successfully,
Yes.
what has been the challenges of getting ideas from the people that you have organized into the BMF? How do you pull the ideas out of them, and how do you process them into the country?
We have many different leaders of different organizations within the BPI movement. And so as ideas are shared, we are sharing ideas in the presence of people who lead in society. So basically, they take what we ideate on back to the organizations and see how impactful those could be. But on our own as an organization, we channel our thinking, a lot of ideas gathered into policy-making centers and other influential people, for argument's sake, and other organizations, including other civil society organizations, because not only are we a thought leader platform, but we've also built in certain capabilities of a civil society organization. So we work closely with others, and we funnel those ideas into the different sectors so that they do not stay with us, and we've seen a difference in that regard.
So you almost work like a substrate of ideas that can then find way into the organizations that your members or your people in your movement do to that. And that's why you say you're not an organized business formation.
Yes.
But you have organized business formations as part of
As part of us, yes.
And then you're hoping that as conversations are happening, they go into...
Correct. I couldn't have said it better, Prof.
Yeah. We will be back with more on the Think Conversations.